What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Before we get into the video I want to do today, I have some things I want to tell you guys. I said this in a community post earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I once again just want to thank you guys so much for you guys' continued support. It's honestly amazing how much you guys make my life better. I'm just been having so much fun making videos for you guys lately. I've been making an obligation to do it every day. Been grinding out. As you notice, I've not missed many uploads. I've been trying to get a video out to you guys each and every day that I can, and I'm really pushing towards hopefully doing this for all the time for you guys, and trying to do it at a quick and slow pace, if that makes any sense. Just trying to bang out some nice quality videos for you guys. And also, I want to give a quick shout out to That Dame Fan. I did a video with my girlfriend yesterday, and he commented that I'm not gonna lie, your girlfriend looks like she could be your little sister, which I thought was hilarious. Yes, she's a very short girl, and short girls are better in my opinion, and I'm not gonna get too much into what I prefer, but I promise she is not under the age of 18. I am 19, she is 18, so everything is fine there. I promise you, she's not my little sister. I just thought that was hilarious when I read it, and she got a kick out of it too, because some people do commonly mistake her sometimes. Although I will say she does not look like a child in real life. Maybe she looked like in the video, but that's it, guys. I wanted to just go ahead and point that out, but I thought that was hilarious. That Dame Fan, that was hilarious. But anyway, I'm gonna make my head smaller because today we are going to do a Detroit Pistons realistic rebuild. So I already know kind of what I want to do. Obviously, Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. I mean, you got Blake Griffin here for the next 4 years, or yeah, for the rest of the season, and then you have him for 3 years after that, pretty much. It's just the way it is. He will probably accept his player option at 32 years old. That way he can make $38 million. I mean, that's a lot of money to just decline away. So, obviously, I'm not going to do much this season because the Pistons, as of right now, are actually playing well in real life, and they are starting to get into the playoffs, and we're not going to mess with that too much, but I do like that they got Steve Mikhailuk to the G League already, which is what I wanted. And then Thon Maker, I could see myself moving him as well to the G League. That way we can get him to progress a little bit. And other than that, guys, I think that's all I'm going to do for the rotation. I think that's all I'm going to mess with. We're just going to simulate this first season. Pistons, we'll see if they make the playoffs. And then we got some changes to make in the offseason. And there's one player I'm thinking of in mind that I want to target. Hopefully we can get him. The Pistons were trying to get him at the trade deadline, and I think it just makes way too much sense to not go get him. So let's go ahead and simulate the end of the season and see what happens with this team going towards the end of this season. For this first season, how it ended, 42-40, which is kind of a fair record. I could see Detroit probably win a little bit more games than 42, I think. But Milwaukee is very well a team they could face in the first. Actually, no, I think Milwaukee will get that first seed. I don't think. So, I mean, if we were to get, I think Detroit is a matchup nightmare for some of these teams. Yeah, they have just two bigs down low. Obviously, not a lot of great perimeter play. Ever since Wayne Ellington has got there, it has gotten better. Luke Kennard has been balling lately. But Indiana, if Indiana and Detroit matched up in the first round, or Brooklyn and Detroit would match up, but if Indiana and Detroit were to, I think there's a chance that Detroit could beat Indiana in the first round. I mean, Indiana has been balling lately as of late as well, so I can't sleep on Indiana. But Detroit does have some chances when it comes to playoffs. But if they were to face Milwaukee, I think they could dominate Brook Lopez down low and what other big they wanted to start, whether it be Mirotic, Ilyasova, or Giannis at the power forward, which I could see that. Giannis would definitely give them some... Whoa! While I was talking, we just beat the Bucks in 7 games. But like I said, I think the Bucks could give Brook Lopez some trouble down low, although he has gotten better as an inside defender. Well, I don't know about inside defender, but he has blocked some shots this year, which is good. And, man, I was about to say, if we honestly make it to the NBA Finals this first year, even the Eastern Conference Finals, that'd be insane. But we did all that without a star point guard, in my opinion. Reggie Jackson, you know, he has his moments, but he's nothing spectacular, and we need consistency at the point guard, the perimeter, everywhere. So, the team, or the idea is to build this team around Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond and a point guard that's going to help that. So, there is one player in mind that I want to try to trade for. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done. I might have to overpay for him to do it, without using trade override. but we'll see what happens. So obviously we're gonna get the 16th pick, which is not a bad pick at all, and we could actually use that to our advantage and hopefully use that as far as compensation to getting this player. You guys may know who I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and so we have a lot of young players on the roster that we could hopefully offer, and that player I think that makes a lot of sense for the Pistons to get is Mike Conley. 31 years old, fits the same timeline as Blake Griffin. And Mike Conley, obviously the Grizzlies are going to rebuild soon, and Mike Conley was looking to be traded at the trade deadline. It didn't happen. It's eventually going to happen, and I think Mike Conley to the Pistons just makes too much sense. And then Conley could maybe win All-Star, be an All-Star for the first time in his career. So I think this trade just makes way too much sense. Whether or not we can get it to go through, I have no idea. But Reggie Jackson, let's see. Okay, so the Pistons would acquire $9.42 million then allowed. So we got to try John Lure, so this will make the trade fair. Obviously, they're not going to do this just straight up. We're going to have to offer maybe our first round pick, which I would be comfortable doing for a guy like Mike Conley. Let's see. Wow, that did not take much at all. John Lure, Reggie Jackson, and a first round pick. I did not expect it to go through right away, and I don't think that's bad at all. I honestly thought we were going to have to trade Luke Kennard, but Mike Conley is now in the Detroit Pistons, which is what I wanted. That is awesome. I did not expect this video to get off to that good of a start. Let me know what you guys thought of that trade. Would you trade a first rounder for Mike Conley? I don't think it was a terrible trade. It was right outside of a lottery pick. The Pistons need a better point guard. That's just facts. So I really liked that pick. Let's see what they take in the second round for us. And then it's time to build around these three, basically. O'Shea Brissett. I'm going to go ahead and decline him. He's not going to offer a lot. GR3, Svi Mikhailuk. Very cheap. GR3, I'm going to let him go. Obviously, now that I got these guys, the only thing I'm focused on is getting shooting. It's shooting. I'm just focused on getting some shooting around this team. So let's look how much salary we'll have. We still have Langston Galloway's contract. Let's see who's still all under contract. So Thon Maker, Bruce Brown, Svi Mikhailuk, Ish Schmidt. Okay, so we can renounce all of these guys. Wayne Ellington, I would like to bring him back if possible. So we'll look to maybe try to bring him back. But let's see how much money we'll end up with. So now we have about negative 13 million, but we have a luxury tax of 9.53. Conley, whether or not we accept that player option, I have no idea yet, or that team option. But like I said, I think this trade just makes way too much sense. Galloway, I think we could try to look to trade him. Bruce Brown, Svi Mikhailuk, and Kyrie Thomas are fine. They're cheap contracts, not too much to worry about. But I think Langston Galloway, you got to try to trade him. Thon Maker, I don't know how much money he's going to want, and he's just not. I think I might look to trade or just let Thon Maker walk as well. So Langston Galloway and Thon Maker, what could I get for these two? I think that's what we'll look for. So Chandler Hutchinson, we can get Montrezl Harrell off the bench, which wouldn't be too bad for him. He's pretty cheap, but I don't think the Clippers would trade Montrezl Harrell for Thon Maker and Langston Galloway. Just don't think that's a thing that would happen. Alex Len, Kelly Olynyk, Dante Exum, Harry Giles, Frank Ntilikina, Melvin Frazier, and a first-round pick. Norman Powell, Andre Roberson, Myers Leonard, Damian Jones, and then we got Ian Mahimi. None of these trades make too much sense for us to do, besides this one, which does give us some better perimeter shooting. But I kind of like this Chandler Hutchinson deal, but I just don't think that's too realistic either. So I'm trying to be as realistic as possible in these videos. Alex Len is a cheap backup center. I can see the Hawks maybe being interested in a guy like Thon Maker and then taking on Langston Galloway's contract. Now, getting a first round pick, I don't think that's very realistic for these two. Alex Len, maybe, let's see what else the Hawks got. Maybe we don't have to take Alex Len. We could just take someone a little bit cheaper off of them. Miles Plumlee, I'm not taking on his contract. Amari Spellman, they took Bol. I'll take Alex Len. He's a decent backup center. He's pretty cheap. We're getting rid of Thon Maker and Langston Galloway. Like I said, Thon Maker could potentially turn into something for Detroit off the bench, but I don't know how much money he's going to want. And I'm probably, if I have him on the roster, I would send him to the G League, and he's not going to want to resign after I do that. So that's why my thing is we should do this trade. So Galloway, Thon Maker for Alex Len and a second round pick. They agree. So awesome stuff there. And negative 6.32. So now we look at the team. We got Mike Conley, Luke Kennard, who I'm very comfortable with being my starting shooting guard potentially. Svi Mikhailuk is not going to get any minutes, so we got to look for some perimeter players. So shooting guard and small forward is a definite need. So shooting guard's affordable. You got guys like JJ Redick, Jeremy Lamb, who has been playing very well this year. Danny Green, Avery Bradley. When he was in Detroit, he wasn't playing that well. KCP, we saw that story before. Wayne Ellington, I think, is a must re-sign. He wants a minimum deal. That is very much going to happen. So a shooting guard, small forward. So small forward is not that great a position to look at either. Power forwards, we got Marcus Morris Sr., who was in Detroit at one point as well. And it's not totally out of the picture that he would come back. He could play small forward for us. Or Rudy Gay. Marcus Morris Sr., 6'9". I would love to have him as my starting small forward, if possible. I'm going to give him 6.49. If I could give him that deal for over 3 years, that is not bad at all. Shooting guards, Jeremy Lamb also is one that's sticking out to me, who has been playing very well this year. Or Terrence Ross even. And Terrence Ross has been playing well this year as well. So Jeremy Lamb or Terrence Ross I would take in a heartbeat. I'm going to try for Jeremy Lamb just because I have gotten Terrence Ross in the past. $7 million for 2 years. 14, I'll give him a 2-year deal. Let's see what happens here. So we get a Wayne Ellington, Marcus Morris, and Jeremy Lamb. If we can get all of those guys, I would love it. I think that would just be a good start. So Ellington, Marcus Morris Sr., hopefully they all can be signed. You don't have enough money. I hate that. So Aminu is a decent backup power forward, so I'll take him for a season. What did we lose? We gained. I would have rather have had Marcus Morris Sr., if I'm completely honest with you. Luke Kennard, I forgot he could just start as a shooting guard. I didn't even think about that. I probably could have gotten Marcus Morris Sr. Probably would have been a little bit better. Let's see if he's out here. If I could free up some money to possibly get him. I don't know. That's Markieff Morris. I want Marcus Morris. Where did he go? He like disappeared. Is he just like completely gone now? He's just off of 2K? Player finder. Where did Morris go? Where did Marcus Morris go? Because I need that dude back immediately. Immediately. Because I want this dude. Alright, so done. Let's view results. He is back in or now he went to Milwaukee. Okay. Monte Morris, Markieff, Jalen Morris. So that sucks. We did miss out on Marcus Morris. So now we got Jeremy Lamb and Wayne Ellington, Luke Kennard. We have a ton of shooting guards. Still don't have a good small forward to start. So we got to look for that. Small forward immediately. So obviously I don't think I'm going to find it here. We got to look in the trade market to get one. Avery Bradley, probably can't afford him. And even if I did, I don't think he's tall enough to start a small forward. I could go for a guy like Rodney Hood, but a little too much money. So let's try to trade for a small forward. I'll do that, and I'll see you guys in the rotation. I'll show you guys real quick. Let's see what we can get in the small forward market. All right, guys, I'm here in the trade finder. I mean, Robert Covington is looking like a good small forward to bring here. So if we can get him here, Alex Lynn, Aminu, and Bruce Brown, we get a, well, I didn't even realize we would get a top 10 pick from Minnesota. Let's turn this into a second rounder. Let's do that. So let's see if they'll take this deal. They don't want to do it. What if we offer a second round pick? They agree. So just like that, we exchange second rounders. We get Rocco, good starting small forward. But now the problem is I don't have a backup power forward or center, which I can find that in free agency, I think, for the low. So let's go find that. Markieff Morris would be great. I don't think he's going to take that. No, he's not. So power forwards, let's go Jordan Bell, Trey Lyles, Michael Beasley, Marquise Chris, Mike Scott. Backup centers, let's look for that first. Kenneth Reed for the low. Ed Davis is usually pretty good. Dedman, I would take Dedman. Don't want to do that though. Gortat. What else we got out here? Rondo. Oh wait, I'm not looking at centers anymore. Joakim Noah played well this year, but that's gonna work. Kevon Looney, Joffrey Laverne, Robin Lopez, Greg Monroe. Greg Monroe in Detroit again. I don't think that worked out the first time, so probably won't do that. So I think the best available center that I saw was probably Ed Davis, and even him we might not be able to get. So power forwards, hopefully we can get him. Go look at some forward. Michael Beasley. Do we really want to take him for a year? Mike Scott. Okay. Ed Davis goes to Phoenix, of course. That was like my best option. Norris Noel. Probably not going to take that. Didn't think so. Thomas Bryant. Gortat might be my... Al Jefferson. Boban Marjanovic. He played in Detroit before. I guess that's our best option right now. So, Tyus. Salah, Mejri. Power forwards, let's go look. Luke Babbitt. Mike Scott, I think, would be a great addition to this team. Although he is overall was not very good on 2K, he does ball out in real life. So don't sleep. Michael Beasley. Yeah, so we got our rotation. It's not the best by any means, but that's okay because we're going to use the G League to kind of help out our bench going towards the future. Like I said, we are a very veteran team. Jeremy Lamb, Robert Covington are two nice starters, solid starters, which is what we needed. We need solid starters, not all stars to start with them. So, Lucas, you go all the way down to like a 63 overall. Why are you even on my roster, dude? So, let's go ahead and load a 2020 draft class. I want to show you guys a 9-man rotation. That way, we're all on the same page, and it's looking pretty good. I think this is the most realistic I've been in a rebuild so far. I like how I'm constructing this team. That's for sure. It's looking pretty good if you ask me. Hopefully, it leads to some wins. I don't know if it will or not, but that's all we can hope for. So, 2020 draft class. I might even send Luke Kennard to the G League. I don't know yet. That might be pushing it a little bit. I kind of want him to come back, though, and be really good. So, Conley, Jeremy Lamb, and Rocco Griffin. That's looking like a solid starting 5. I mean, you can't complain about that if you're a Detroit fan. I think that's not too bad at all. 42 and 40. Hopefully, we can win a little bit more in the Eastern Conference coming up. Training camps. We can even send Luke Kennard to some training camps. He's got a B- potential. Let's go Luke Kennard, B+. Get him up to a B+. And then let's look at this 9-man rotation, see what we got, see what we're rolling with. So, Conley, Jeremy Lamb, Rocco, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Luke Kennard, Boban, Wayne Ellington, and Isaiah Whitehead off the bench. So, we have Wayne Ellington off the bench already. So, my thinking is, Luke Kennard, much as I don't want to do this, I think he would help out right away, but he would come back better than ever if we were to send him to the G League right now. So, I'm going to go Wayne Ellington as our 6th man, and then give Isaiah Whitehead some backup minutes. I know it may be a mistake, but Svi Mikhailuk and Luke Kennard, if they headed to the G League now, I think we would get really good. And then maybe we can look in the buyout market, although I know that's probably not even a real thing on 2K, but I can look in the buyout market maybe when that comes around. But really, this isn't too bad of a bench. I think it's okay for the money we got. It's not that bad. Paper champions is what I would say. So I'm going to send Svi, and Svi is still under contract, right? Going forward, he still has, yes, he still has another year after this. So let's send Luke Kennard and Svi to the G League. We got to sign another free agent. Hopefully, maybe someone's out here for us to come in. Rodney Hood does not want to come. I mean, you're not even on our roster, my dude. You might as well just take it. Jonathan Simmons, Shelvin Mack. I mean, I'll take Shelvin Mack maybe over Isaiah Whitehead. I would do that. Free agents. Or now we can send Luke Kennard to the G League, hopefully. All right, guys. I spent way too much time just focusing on this, but I wanted to see you guys. I wanted to show you guys everything in this video. So, 9-man rotation now. Conley looking good in Detroit red and blue. Jeremy Lamb, Rocco, Griffin, Drummond, Boban, Wayne Ellington, Isaiah Whitehead, and Shelvin Mack. I still want to see Mike Scott getting more minutes than Shelvin Mack, though, or than Isaiah Whitehead. Shelvin Mack, I like him playing. So, let's go ahead and simulate this season, see how it goes. Hopefully, we can make the playoffs. CSB would be really happy if he was watching this video right now. Boban Marjanovic wins 6th man of the year. I got to resign this guy, right? 13 points and 8 rebounds. About a block a game, 49% from the field. Really not bad at all for Boban. But we went 41-41, so we won less game than last year. But I am happy because I think we are in the playoffs. 6th seed, and this team is only going to get better next year. And there's so much to do in the offseason. We can restructure Mike Conley's contract. I know you guys are probably wondering what that means. Conley has a team option, and then he goes to free agency. He asked for a lot less money when he hits free agency. We can just resign him. Hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't go anywhere else, but I think we'd have an advantage resigning him. But we're facing Toronto. Here are the player stats. Let's see how they looked. We have Mike Conley averaged around 19.9 points per game, and then Blake Griffin. I mean, I don't know how you check if they've been an all-star before. I should have looked if he was an all-star this year. I really should have in the Eastern Conference. Maybe. I don't know if we could look. Probably not. I'm going to guess we can't look. So, guys, my dogs are going crazy upstairs. I don't know if you can hear that right now, but I do apologize if you can. We're facing Toronto in the first round. We are evening up with them, and they're up 2-1, 3-1, and they're going to beat us here, which is fine. Going to the offseason, like I said, we have a bigger plan in place, and this should be good. Going into the offseason, this should be a good offseason. I was kind of almost hoping we didn't make the playoffs because then we'd have a lottery pick. And lottery picks, you know, can turn into something pretty good. We're going to have Steve Mikhailuk and Luke Kennard back in the rotation. We can even resign Boban, like I said. Then Mike Scott can go. We'll still have Jeremy Lamb and Rocco. Assuming Rocco isn't a free agent, I didn't really check on that. I should probably do that. Raptors, Nuggets, and the Raptors. Ooh, the Nuggets won the championship. Okay, so curious right now that I said that to myself. Upcoming free agents. Actually, I don't care about that. Front office. Salary cap table. Is Rocco. No, he is signed. Okay, that's what I thought. I was about to say, I thought Rocco was signed long term. Jeremy Lamb is as well. So, going into the offseason, like I said, I think we're going to have some money. So, player retirements, Pau Gasol and Joe Johnson, ISO Joe. Although, ISO Joe is now Joe Harris. So, I honestly, Joe Harris slipped my mind for a second. That's why I was thinking. But let's reject all of these. We're going to try to make this a quick and painless offseason just because we did have kind of a long offseason last video. I didn't even see where our pick was, but I'm going to look. We have the 17th pick, which isn't bad by any means, but I like all 4 of these players on the roster. We can draft at 17 and maybe even get another guy or even trade this pick. So let's see if we could, if it is worth our while to trade our first round pick for something better out there. We can get Ivica Zubac, Thomas Bryant, Tristan Thompson, 2 first rounders, Dwayne Dedman. I mean, I think we got to trade this pick, right? Dwight Howard, Willie Cauley-Stein, JaMychal Green, Mel McGee, Will Barton. That's just way too much money. First round picks. I think it's Stanley Johnson. If Crispy was watching this video, Crispy Flakes to be exact, he'd be absolutely pissed if I got Stanley Johnson back on the Pistons. I think it's better if we just draft because the contract will be cheaper. I feel like anyway. 17. At number 17, we are going to take Jalen LaMelo Ball out of Fire or whatever. Matt McClung, Jalen Horde, LaMelo Ball. I don't want the distraction on my team, so I'm gonna take Jalen Horde out of Wake Forest. Although he's probably not gonna contribute this much this season, so not bad at all. Jalen Horde, welcome to the roster. Player options. Conley. We are going to decline Mike Conley, but don't be afraid because we are going to re-sign him. I think it's in our best interest to try to re-sign him under a lower contract to maybe give us some flexibility in free agency. And I could see Mike Conley totally being okay with that. Obligation. So negative 44 million in cap space. If we did renounce Mike Conley right now, I think we would have some money. But I'm not going to take the chance. I think I'm just going to re-sign him right now. 23.78 mil. Not bad. I think if I'm the Pistons, I would sign him through the remainder of Blake Griffin's contract. I think that's what I would do. As a Pistons GM, I would just re-sign him for the remainder. I would even give him a team option on the last season. Maybe a 3-year contract and then a team option on the last season. Let's see if he'll just take that. Hopefully he does. He does. So Mike Conley, welcome back to the Detroit Pistons. Hopefully I can get someone else along with Mike Conley here. So Luke Kennard and Jeremy Lamb can run the shooting guard just fine. Luke Kennard could even start. Lamb can come off the bench, which is great. Rocco and Steve Mikhailuk. Now Steve Mikhailuk can back up Robert Covington. Jalen Horde is here as well. We need some backups at the forward and the center. So, and maybe even a backup point guard. So, let's look for that. Backup centers out here that are available. Plumlee. We got Goga Bitaz. Man, I was watching Six Rings of Steel's videos the other day, yesterday, and he announced it correctly. I just forgot how it went. Boban. I think Boban actually played pretty well for us that I am comfortable bringing him back. So, let's go with Boban. Let's get a better power forward as well. Bertans off the bench, I think would be great. See him come here. I don't know if it's possible. See if we can get all 3 of them. Hopefully we can. If we can, dub. Okay, we cannot get Boban. Or not Boban. We do get Mike Conley back, which is what I wanted. Like I said, signing a 3-year deal. The last year being a team option. And then, like I said, Blake Griffin's contract runs out in 2 seasons. In that last season, the the Pistons can decide whether they want to keep Mike Conley or let him go. So, and then they can decide what they want to do on Blake Griffin. I don't know what to do in that situation. We're not worried about that because we're not going to get that far into this video. So, Conley, Luke Kennard, Kyrie Thomas, Rocco, Svi. So, we got backup center and Boban Marjanovic. Now we need a better backup power forward. Jay Crowder. I'm comfortable with Jay Crowder coming to this team if we can get him here. So Jay Crowder, I think that's a dub. Jeremy Lin. I would even take Jeremy Lin. Great bench. I think we have a great bench going into this last season. So I don't know whether this is championship worthy, but getting Luke Kennard back, I think is going to be a huge W. Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Conley. This is looking like a really good roster. I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the end of this next season. Let's see, guys, if we can make it back in the playoffs. Hopefully a higher seed. Top 4 seed is my goal. So let's see what happens. The very last season has come to an end. Steph Curry wins MVP. Brian Antoine wins Rookie of the Year. 6th man goes to Dennis Schroeder on the OKC Thunder. Heartbreaker last night. I was watching the Thunder Blazers game. Heartbreaker, dude. Heartbreaker. Very heartbroken. No. But anyway, All-NBA first team. Here is what it is. All-NBA second team. Wall makes it. And then we got all defensive first team. Nobody from our team. But we are the 4th seed. Like I said, my goal was to get top 4, and we did that. 46 and 36. Here are the final player stats. Let's go look, see what happened. Blake Griffin averaged 21 points. Mike Conley 19, and then Andre Drummond with 18 and 15, and about 2 blocks. Jeremy Lamb had 10. Robert Roca with 10, and then Luke Kennard had about 9.5, which I would like to see a little bit better on Luke Kennard, but that's okay. Like I said, this team made some strides in the video, and that's all that matters, and I love that. So let's go ahead and simulate this current round. Hopefully we can beat Philly. It's kind of a tough task to ask, though, in these 2K simulations. We're up 1-0 to start. 2-0. Can we get a sweep 2K? For once in my life, I just swept the Sixers. Let's go, dude. Freaking go, dude. All right, now we're facing Milwaukee, which we did beat them that first season, I think, which was weird. But they are the 1st seed this time. They won 58 games. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I'm scared. Okay, they're up 1-0 to start. They're up 2-0. Please don't get swept. 2-1. Even it up. Let's go up 3-2, dude. Let's go up 3-2. They do. We lose in 6 games. All right, we made it to the 2nd round, which isn't terrible. But obviously, I think it could have been better. But honestly, guys, that was my favorite realistic rebuild that I've done so far, I think. I think that was the most realistic I've ever been. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think. But anyways, guys, the Bucks look like they're going to win the championship here in 5 games. That very well could happen this season, maybe. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Crush Bulls, and I'm saying peace.